And we are live here, the Baby and Brand here with your girl Shy Jackson. And here on today that we have Constance NewHouse out of Carrollton, Texas. And if it's the episode that we actually do is called "And the Beat Goes On" with my guest Constance NewHouse. This is lung cancer awareness. We're doing a little bit early, but we just doing a little attribute to cancer in general, the disease. I know. Shout out to all of those that celebrate Cancer Awareness Month. So again, as the beat goes on, Constance NewHouse, we want to thank you for taking out your time today for actually about tell the audience a little bit about you.
Okay, and the beat goes on. Well, first of all, I want to start off with thanking God uh for this opportunity to be here. Uh he is my savior, he is my everything. And thank you to my Lord and Savior. I want to start off by saying that. Then I want to thank my good friend, Side Jackson, for allowing me to tell my story on this platform. This is the first time I've ever done anything quite like this. So everybody just bear with me. But, I'm Constance, and I have battled with lung cancer. This is my second time around with cancer. I've had it once, um, 2019, which I was able to beat it. I had surgery in my liver. If anybody knows anything about your liver, your liver, you can take a piece out of it, parts out of it, and it will grow back. So that was my first journey with cancer. This is now my second journey with cancer. This time I have cancer in my liver, as well as cancer in my lungs. Uh, I've been on chemo a couple times. It's my second time around on chemo. I started back a year ago with chemo. Chemo has not been my choice, but to continue to be around, and as the beat goes on, I said this is something that I have to do, and I've done it, but it hasn't been easy for me. But I'm still standing and still doing what I need to do. I work full time, even overtime as much as I can get it. But this cancer thing is not an easy journey.
Break it down just a little bit to us. Let's start. I know you said back in 2019 for the viewers, people like me that have not personally that understands what you're going through.
Okay.
So how was it like? How old were you back in 2019 when you actually found out that you were that you had lung cancer?
Okay, then I'm 54 now. So I was 48 years old, 48, 49 at the time when I found out I had cancer.
How did it make you feel?
Well, my mother uh, was a cancer. She passed away from pancreatic cancer. So when I found out about it, it took me back a little bit, and I done like a lot of research. I didn't mention it to a lot of family members as well as friends, because I figured that I'm gonna be able to beat this like I've have other things. So it was a little disappointing, a little afraid of it, but I was able to seek out a great doctor at UT Southwest by the name of Adam Yoke. He was the one that performed my surgery on my liver, and we were good to go. The recovery part of it took a little time for me to heal. It took like maybe 2 or 3 months, but I was able to heal from it.
And what made you want to decide to, take this first journey around with the battle of lung cancer? Why did you make that choice to be silent and not to have someone to go with you with this process?
Well, Shy, you bring up a good question about that. I guess I felt like this was my battle. This was my thing. Uh, Being private about it. But I had a friend tell me, her name is Don Cornelius. You don't have to do this alone. That's what you got family and friends
Mhm.
for. You don't have to battle this alone. And I said, you know what, you're right. And I just feel like I had to do this on my own, but I didn't. And I thank God for my father, my sister, my brother-in-law, all of my friends that had supported me throughout this, because I wouldn't be able to be where I was if it wasn't for my friends and family.
How were you financially doing around the first time around? Because a lot of times, as you can see, that we have a lot of laws, especially with the rights of abortion, that Wade, but Roe versus Wade has been overturned, and having to tell the audience a little bit about you. Married, single, doing
Uh,
your first round
well,
outside of your family.
I am a single Black lesbian, um, and oh God, yes, I am. But back to the question, how I dealt with it financially. Um, I tell people all the time about Affleck. Uh, I had took a policy at Affleck at my job. I used to work for Marriott for some time, and I took a policy out, and I took a critical illness policy out, and hospitalization. Just something to have that extra insurance. You just never know what life may bring you, uh, and that paid out uh, a nice sum of money that helped me financially, that it helped me. I was able to stay off work with the first time with me trying to heal from the liver surgery the first time in 2019. That I stayed off work probably for like a good 3 to 4 months, but having that sort of helped me. So please guys, if you don't have Aflac, try to get Aflac. It doesn't take long for them to pay out, and they will definitely get you taken care of.
Did you try to seek like any disability or anything like that? 'Cause this was before COVID hit, right?
This was before COVID hit. Absolutely. Yes. No, I didn't. I didn't. Like I said, I got taken care at work with
Okay.
short-term, long-term disability, and Affleck helped out quite a bit.
So right before COVID hit and you had your surgery, how were you able to deal with just the mental? Because a lot of people, did you get like to seek any therapy? Was there anything like, how did you deal? Were you like always been strong willed or anything?
Well, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I did seek out some therapy to help me cope with this, because I was, like I said, real private about it the first time, and they, they helped me understand that you're not the only one that's in these shoes here, and we're here for you, And I felt like the therapy helped me get through the first time of the cancer, and I was able to, continue to go on, as the beat goes on with me, you know.
So, and what happened? So you said it came back a second time. So how long when it came back? Where were you at then? Because you was a real mission. You was a real mission, and now here we are now.
So it came back. I want to say October 20, 2022. It came back. I went to the emergency room for something totally different. I was having problems with my digestive system, and
Mhm.
okay, well maybe let me go to the emergency room and see if they can help me, with what's going on with my digestive system. So I go to the emergency room one night, still maybe an hour or two. They run a CT scan as well as an MRI on me, and I never forget this. The doctor came back to me and like, Miss Newhouse, you have a lot of tumors. I said, I have a lot of what? What? She said,
Mhm.
tumors. I said, I'm not quite understanding what you're
Mhm.
telling me. And she said,
Mhm.
you have like maybe 6 tumors. And I'm
Wow.
like, wow. I'm like, I came in for something totally different. Uh,
Mhm.
and uh, that right there, that put me in a state of shock right there. Uh,
Mm.
I didn't know what to say or how to react. And
Mhm.
she just told me that, if you have a doctor that you have, from the first time with your cancer, uh,
Mhm.
please seek one, because, they can take you through chemo radiation.
Mhm.
And that right there, Shy, it caught me for a loop right there. That one did. I think I really just broke down and said, "Wow, came in with something
Wow.
totally different." So we started the process of chemotherapy. The
And
first,
what's your take on chemo? Because I know a lot of people. I had a sister 3 months, a couple months back, Jacqueline Diane Adams, that passed from lung cancer. We found out last November
Mhm.
before Thanksgiving, and by between March and April, she had transcended on.
Okay,
So by that time, she tried the chemo, but it really it was too far gone.
it was too far gone. Okay, okay. And tell me, you know,
What's your take on chemo?
so this is my take, audience. This is the way I feel about chemo. I know we've been told that chemo is going to keep you living a little bit longer, uh, but I just personally feel you go to the doctor's office to get better, not go to a doctor's office to come out feeling worse. I'm against chemo, even though I've had to have it to continue with tumor shrinking. But chemo is just poison, and that's just my feeling and my opinion and my thoughts on it. Uh, right now, I'm off chemo. I've been off chemo for like 3 weeks now. I'm happy about that, but having chemo is a little rough. You're
Can you
tired.
explain to us how did it make you feel? I mean, because a lot of people, for
It
the listening audience,
okay. Fatigue. Um, a lot. You lose your hair. Your color of your skin changes. You're nauseated a lot. And you just don't feel good. Your body aches. Your hands get discolored, as well as your feet as well. Um, it's
so
just a
basically, the quality of life was just not. Because I think you and I had talked before. We did a little bit of interviewing before this time. That you kept saying you had asked me a question. Would you rather have? Can you remember that question that you asked me? That you rather have
yeah.
quality of life or to be sick all the time?
I'd rather have a qual. I asked y'all this question last week. What's important to you? And that is every individual's choice. But my choice is to have a quality of life. I don't want to feel like I'm sick. I can't plan anything. I can't hang out as much as I want to because I don't know when I'm not going to be feeling good, but I want a quality of life, and that's very important to me. It's the quality of life. And like I said, everybody had their own thoughts, feeling of it, but quality of life, it makes a world of difference. I'm an outgoing person. I'm used to traveling. I'm used to hanging out. Love going to cowboy games, with my homegirl Kimmy, But
Yeah,
yeah, that's important to me.
because some people may ask that question. 'Cause in my mind, when you told me that, I want the audience to know that we have known each other since what, over 20, 28, 20, almost 30 years.
Almost 30 years. Yes, we
30
met.
years. And so, you told me that. And when I first heard about it, it's like, oh my God, I'm about to lose, Pops. I call you Pops. I'm about to lose a good friend, family. And so it was like, I wanted to clear it up to the audience that you're not, this is your decision
Yes.
against, that you're actually being an advocate for how you want to spend your life. And you're not choosing to commit suicide or die. You just don't.
Absolutely.
Can you
Absolutely.
explain it, kind of make that a little bit more?
Yes.
Because I
Yes.
know, when you first told me this, I was kind of like, oh my God, Pops, what's
Yes.
going on? Can you explain it to them what you mean by what you meant by that?
That great question, Sha. I'm not giving up on life. I'm not trying to take myself out of life. I just want a quality of life as the beat continues to go on with me, So I just want to make sure clear understanding. I'm gonna do what I have to do, but quality of life is very important. And like I said, I'm not trying to leave this world no time soon. There's a lot of more things, a lot of more traveling that I want to do. But as of right now, uh, you know, just don't want to do any chemo right now. You
You
know,
just give yourself a little breaks. Are the tumors, are they shrinking? Are they, I mean, where are you at?
the tumors are definitely shrinking. Some of them you can't even see anymore. So it is definitely shrinking. I usually get a CT scan, if anybody knows about a CT scan, every other month to just see where the tumors are, where the cancer is, and everything is shrinking. Everything is looking good. So we'll probably try to revisit this sometime next year. But right now, I want to enjoy my friends and my family for the holidays.
Okay. So this is just then, because a lot of people they throw up, they nauseated, but like you said, just you burning from the inside out and trying to just really you just wanted to get out more because you look a lot of perking, you're perking up and everything and like
Thank,
your old self. So
thank you.
you on the pump like you going weekly? Can you give us a little bit more detail when you were on the chemo?
Sure, I would go every other Monday. I would do some of my medicines at the infusion place that I done my chemo at, and then they would send me home with a chemo pump. So I had to wet a pump for 48 hours. Usually I went in Monday and I went to get the pump, this and get the pump taken off Wednesday, every Wednesday around about, 12 or 1 o'clock. And then that was more of the chemo. So that's when I started feeling a little nauseated and tired and fatigued. And I only had one day a week that I was able to rest, and it was that Monday. But the next day I was back at work. Uh, on a
Are you
Tuesday,
still working during this whole process?
I have been working through this whole process, Shy. Yes, I have. I have not missed a beat of work. And people trying to understand, how are you doing this?
Yes, because I would like to know, how are you doing this?
Shy, it's the grace of God. That's all I can tell you. He keeps me mentally, physically, and don't get me wrong, this has affected me mentally, the cancer as well as, the chemo. But my Lord and Savior has kept me and my friends and my family. They would call and reach out all throughout the day. Everybody knew when I had my chemo and, hey, we just check and see how you feeling. Do you need anything? And I thank God for that. Some people don't have that outlet, but I did have that outlet. And
Can you tell people how important it is to have an outlet and not to seclude yourself?
yes, that is so important to have that. To have those people in your life, those special people that want to be behind you. And it's so important because, the first time I just felt like, oh, I didn't want anybody to know. But having an outlet makes a world of difference, Shy. It does, and having people in your corner. And you need it to keep you strong. And like I said, especially mentally. People don't understand what you go through with cancer mentally. You can't see what's going on with them. You can't mentally, but we do go through things mentally with that.
Are you afraid that in between this time, you said revisited back from, it's been 3 weeks now, do you see an improvement of quality in life since you're coming off the chemo? Are you afraid that the tumors may come back rapidly or?
Yes, that fear is definitely there, Shy. That that they may come back because I'm not doing any treatment. But I just want to take a little break right now and just pray that they don't come back the way they do. And you mentioned about a quality of life yesterday, which I'll talk more about that. I went out to dinner with some friends, as well as two kids that I'm promoting, which we'll go into that. Today I went out to the fair, the Texas State Fair, with my homeboy Tony today, and few other people went as well. But I had an awesome time today, and that's the first time I think I've been out in a few weeks. Several weeks to be honest with you. So that's what I mean, a quality of life. Done a lot of walking. If I was on chemo, I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was great to be able to hang out, 2 days in a row. You know.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So one of the things that I guess I want to applaud you on is having the courage to say, "Hey, I'm taking control. I'm taking my life back. I'm taking control. I'm getting back in the driver's seat. I'm not going to allow cancer to count me out. I'm still dancing to my own music.
Yes.
I'm still writing. Like my story is not over yet.
Yes. It's
As
not.
you can tell, a lot of people, like you said, your mom and everybody, they had their own journey, and it's so I want to ask this question. Are you afraid of death?
No, I'm not shy. I'm not afraid of death. I know we probably should be, but I'm not. When it's our time, it's our time. You know, how we don't know we're afraid of it if we're not in this world anymore. You know, but
Mhm.
I'm not, and that's just again my own personal opinion, my own personal feelings on how I feel about death. You
How
know.
did your family take it? Have you told them? Well, I'm sure they'll know now at this interview, but how did they take it?
Well, my dad, as well as my sister, have been, as well as my aunties, uncles, and cousins. My sister took it a little hard, but she has been my rock. She has been there for me.
Shout out to Tina Newhouse. Well,
Tina,
Tina,
Tina Session.
Tina session
Yeah.
session,
My dad takes me for my chemo treatments every other Monday.
and also Pops. Shout out to him.
Yes,
How's
yes.
your best friend Sharia? Our other partner in crime.
Yeah. Hey, shout outs to you, Sharia. Hey, she's doing fantastic. She's in Florida. So she said I had to with the hurricane Milton, but
Yes,
great. That that's my girl there. But she's doing fantastic. Thanks for asking, Shy.
that's
Yeah.
good.
So yeah. So that's my story with cancer. And again, the beat continues to go on with me.
What are you doing now? So who is Constance Newhouse? Who is this person that has, I mean, to just come out, being at our age, like I said, we go way back,
Yes.
and just, a lot of people don't live to be our age now, and that, as we're getting older,
Mhm.
life beginning to change. Tell us, how important is this election to you?
Oh, shot. This election is the most important election, I think, in my history. I've been voting ever since 1988. Uh, don't get me wrong, Obama election was a sense of pride that we had when he came into office. It was amazing to have our first black president. And his wife is from Chicago, the south side of Chicago.
Shout out to all our
Double bump.
Chicago's.
I got to put that in there. So yes, that was huge for us. And why this election is so huge right now, because we are being threatened by our democracy. Women can't get abortions. They're trying to look at, stop us from voting, things to that nature. And I think Kamala Harris is for the people. And we need somebody that is for the American people. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's American people. So I'm definitely a Kamala Harris supporter, and we need to get her in office.
And why do you say that? Just for those that may not disagree with you on that.
And that's okay. Again, I stress this is my opinion, this is my feeling, this is my thoughts about it. We need a different America. America don't look the way it looked several years ago. People are having a hard time paying rent. They're having a hard time getting food. Uh, they're not financially stable, and jobs are not the great jobs are not out there like they used to be. And I just feel like we just need something different. We need to come together. I think we have been divided as a nation. And I think that Kamala and Tim can bring this nation back together as
And
one.
when you did you get a chance to watch the debate with her and um
All right.
her and Trump? Yes, and we don't want to go into details, but
Yeah.
when it came to the question about you going through medical issues
Mhm.
concerning your cancer,
Mhm.
what was your take on the question that was asked? Do you feel that they really address when it comes to affordable care, when it comes to insurance and things of that nature?
Well, Shama just touch on that a little bit. I don't know much about it, but I feel like that the insurance companies uh, are not doing, what they need to do to help people with underlying conditions. I was told from a friend of mine to have cancer, and I've done some research and was trying to get on disability, because she had cancer, and she had to fight this fight for like almost a year. They want you not to be working when you're trying to apply disability. How am I going to take care of myself until my disability uh, comes into play if I'm not getting it right away? And you ask me not to work for a whole year to apply for it. Who's going to take care of me? I have friends and family that could, but at the end of the day, I do have my responsibilities. Uh, so that's how I feel about that, shot.
Because one of the reasons why I asked the question is because as a middle-aged African American woman, and thinking about just the cost of insurance by itself is so expensive.
Yes. Yes.
And then have the underlying condition.
Yes.
So that is one of the reasons why. And then as a woman having your rights taken away, which that can go on and on and on forever. It's just rights in general, having the right to make these decisions. Like your beat, and you was very adamant about taking control of, like, listen, this is what I'm going to do.
Mhm.
Doesn't it feel good to have that right to make that decision without having to fight with your doctors about, no, you shouldn't come off of chemo?
Yes, and like I said, again, I stress this, as everybody individual beliefs, but I wanted to take my health, I wanted to take my life back, and like I said, the quality of life is so important to me, and it's always been important to me. Uh, so I needed to take that back, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now, and I'm loving it. I'm feeling a whole lot better. I'm looking a whole lot better. So that's my take on that, shot.
So what are some of the things that you're doing now besides working? Let's go a little deeper into understanding the dynamics. I know you had called and say that where you work at, you are actually, you don't look, to have somebody that is, from hearing your story, your second round dealing with lung cancer. Let everyone know exactly that you're actually doing, what you're giving back.
So in the midst of cancer, other underlying conditions I have, as well as doing chemo. I have a little project, and I would say it is a project that I'm so excited about. Uh, I have Soraya and Delmont. These are two teenage kiddos. Soraya's 14, Delmont's 16, that decided
Mhm.
4 months ago to open up, do their own business called the Two Cousin Sweet Treats. So this has been my baby. I believe in them. They're young black and brown kids that's out here doing their thing. And I think it's so important to give back to the community as well as to give back to our children. Because I don't have children, but they are our futures.
Yes.
And if we do not feed positively into them and let them know they are kings and queens of this nation,
Mhm.
nobody else will. And it's our responsibility to keep them inspired.
So what
And
exactly are they doing?
so they do baked goods, Shy.
Oh,
Elwin does honey bun cake, which is to die for. Soraya does strawberry lemonade cookies, peanut butter cookies, chocolate chip cookies. Their grandmother helped them with a little bit with the bacon, so they do
some little
strawberry cake.
entrepreneurs.
They are definitely entrepreneurs,
Good.
and I'm so proud of them. I couldn't be so much prouder. I had people laughing at me all the time, like, "Do you have anything else to talk about besides the kiddos?" I said, "Nope. This is what I want to talk about because I
Mhm.
believe in them, and I do believe in them. I do." And and in the midst of this, the beat continues to go on with
I
me.
see, because it's like I mean, you're not sitting back, you're not, crying and going off and feeling down for yourself, and you're still investing into others' lives. And that's what it's all about.
Yes.
That's the whole point in, doing this story, letting people know that, it's more to life than just allowing what has happened to you. You
Mhm.
still invest into others.
Yes.
That
Yes.
you're still doing that. So
Yes.
you have basically been busy. So I can understand why you kept saying you don't have time to try to sit down and just die from this, or just focus so much energy into the issue with that. Because I know you kept saying this, that they come out every other weekend.
Yeah, they come out every other weekend to my place of business, and they sell their bakers. And hey, I just want to give shout outs to the people that supporting them. They are supporting them to no end, and I'm loving it. It's almost make tears come out of my eyes that this is what they're doing. Yesterday we had a luncheon, and they told me that two cousin sweet treats wouldn't be in existence if it wasn't for you, Constance. And
Wow.
this is what I do. I promote people. This is it. People say, why you don't promote yourself? I don't know, but my thing is promoting other people. That's what I do, and that's what I've been doing majority of my life. Like my good friend Shot Jackson, I've always believed in her. Ever since she was 19 years old, and I look at her now, and I'm proud of her companies that she have created. Opportunity. Sha Jackson don't stay at one place. Any opportunity come, she gonna travel the nation for it. And I thank God to have
And
her.
that's what the baby and brand is all about, more than just the chaplain, just more than the things that God put us to do. Because just like you, he put us here. To me, Brene Brown always said, you're good as your leadership and the people that you hang around. So just having you here, like I said, when we were young growing up, I never thought in 1,000 years would be at this level, because of social media, we came up doing the .com, and when it hit, before the internet really hit the grid.
Yes.
But just knowing the substance and the things of what hard working looks like.
Mm-hmm.
You got an illness, so we all got something going on, but we come from where you have to get out and work, and how important it is to vote, and knowing that as a woman,
Yes.
that your rights are being violated each and every day. Man, woman, child, whoever. It doesn't matter about your really your culture. There's
Yes.
so many things that's going on in this world that we need to stand up for. Other than, just I'm not into the likes, the bait hits. I'm not knocking anyone that does, but like there's so much of things that we are put here to help others.
Yes.
And I have always wanted to do a story like this, to talk about, how do you get over? When I'm going to YouTube, or when I'm going to TikTok or X, I want something that's gonna give me some substance, something to hold on to. You
Absolutely.
know, so you coming forward and saying, "Hey, I'm determined. I'm adamant. I am not gonna just lay down and die." And not
Absolutely.
only that, you're pouring into others' lives. You're saying, "Hey, it's okay if I have 3 seconds left of just this era." And you remind me so much of my sister Jackie, because anybody that knew her, she was a hellraiser, but she lived life.
Yes. And that's what's important to me, is to live life. It is so important. And that's the
So
key thing that goes on.
And so, we were sitting down talking yesterday. I was so excited. I couldn't wait to do this story. I couldn't wait just to, I just want to know, like, what is your formula? Like, and I want people to do know that, have you ever, did you suffer from like any depression, that thing is real? I mean, could you like take a little bit of, take us back just a little bit on that? How did you handle that?
you know uh Depression has been there, uh but it just, if your mind is not strong, Shy, to battle with, it can get the best of you. Me continue to work, continue to feed into people, and try to
Mhm.
people as much as I can, talk about some of the things I believe in that's important, has kept me a lot away from depression, because I try to keep my mind busy. And one of the things I do is I feed into others, and I enjoy doing that. I enjoy helping people uh, do what's important to them, or giving them advice on different types of things. So that's what keeps the depression minimized. Is just keeping your mind strong and keeping your mind active with positive things in your life. And that means people, and that means people you surround yourself with.
Yeah, because I also want to shout out to Bridget Jamerson,
Hey,
Hope
Bridget.
Brown, and also Andrea Chambers.
Mhm.
RCC Tussa. They have a virtual church, and I know you've come, you've logged in and have actually joined.
Yes.
So
And
definitely, like you said, having people that's in your life, definitely having my family, those out of Memphis, and
okay,
just going back because, like for me, I suffer from fibromyalgia, which I still don't know what that is.
okay, okay.
But you get into the golden 50, it's like, life is changing. Being at 52, it's like you said, you have your days, body just don't want to act right. But
No,
still,
it does not want to act right.
no,
Yes.
it does not. But not letting it overcome you, not just laying down and dying.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of,
And I'm trying to live. I am, and have a quality of life.
hey, I understand that. A peace of mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Oh God, that's
It's a, what
priceless.
you say on your house machine, when you're down to nothing, God is
God's
always up to
always
something.
up to something, and I believe that. I believe that to my heart. He's always up to something. Let him figure things out, and he will. Maybe not in your timing, but he would definitely in his time and take care of whatever needs you need, as long as you had a faith and believe in him.
So if there's anything that you could say to a young, like I said, a young boy, young girl, or someone that's actually finding out the diagnosis that they have cancer
You
or
know,
any type of disease that's cancer related, what could you say to them right now?
right now I would say to them, find you a strong uh base family members that's gonna support you, as well as a strong base friends that's behind your back. And sometimes we may need therapy. So that those three, make sure you have the faith. That's number one. I should have said that first. That's faith. Having faith in God, knowing He is able, and having a strong base family as well as friends, and therapy sometimes helps. And find a project or something to do, you know. And that's that's how the beat keeps going on with me.
So what made you decide to come over and the beat goes on? I mean, what is the, because there's a lot of things that, from doing, because, everybody know that Chi-Town is from the actual, it's not the Robert Kelly, but the line dancing, the original. It,
It's
so
just,
what beats going on in your life right now?
the beat goes on, is that you just never stop doing what you need to do. And I, with the midst of the cancer coming back twice, I've never stopped doing what I need to do. And
Wow.
so with the beat continues to go on in my life, regardless the sickness that I'm dealing with, the chemotherapy, the radiation. You
Wow.
got to keep going on, and I continue to keep going on. I'm one of the things
There's
I
no excuses. There's no
yeah,
excuses. Like you hear so many people,
yeah I
everybody deal with things different, but a lot of times I used to hear a lot of my clients talk about, the excuses.
yeah.
And when I see someone like what you're saying, that is still shout out to Deshaun Gross out in California, someone that's blind but still working,
Oh,
still living on their own, still haven't gave up their independence. You know,
world.
I admire folks like that from, regardless of what you're going through, you're not using it as a crutch.
No, I'm not. I'm
You're not
still.
using it as a crutch.
I'm not.
Yeah.
And to me, again, my own personal opinion, you shouldn't. If you're able to continue to function and be out there doing your thing, I think that's important. So that's why the beat continues to go on with me, you know. And the shout out again to, I'm gonna do some shout outs, to you first of all, Shy. Uh, we've always been good friends and always been supportive of each other. My friend Don, she's always
Hmm.
been there for me. My
Yep.
homeboy Marvin,
Hey,
my
Don, how you
uh,
doing, girl?
I love you. My sister Tina Sessions, Tony, Tony, Johnson, and Gwen, and Janine, and God, Rhonda, my other friend Tony, my father, my aunt Sharon, my
Hmm.
uncle John, my aunt Diane, my aunt Irvin, my cousins Tamla and Joseph and Faye, all these guys have always, been there for me, and they still there for me.
And
And I
they're giving you your roses now. They're not waiting
yeah,
till you're dead and trying to throw something on you. They're
yeah,
giving it to you now. And that is so important to have that.
yes, and I
Because everybody don't have that. Everybody don't have that big support team, that's truly being there for them and authentically loving you for who you are, not by our faults, because none of us are perfect, none of us are perfect.
no,
And
not
you got to learn to forgive and heal. Hey, you preach it to the choir, because
yeah,
sometimes I can be my own worst critic. And so I want to let people know that the Baby and Brand is in transition. There's a lot of things, I have to take a break, a mental break,
mhm,
like you said, being a business owner and having the business in Conyers, Georgia, and I'm everywhere else working and still trying to. It's tiresome.
yeah,
But like you said, it's being able to invest in other people's lives, everyday common folks like
yeah,
us.
and
They're
that's
still maintaining and still out there trying to survive. Again, as a disclaimer, the views of this interview is based solely on Baby and House, the Baby and Brand, also Baby and Corporations, and also Baby and House LLC. So those that do not like this, you do not have to listen to it. But it's definitely, we talking something about a young lady that at the tender age of 54 has decided to not give up on lung cancer. Lung cancer did not give her a TKO, but she
yeah,
decided to turn the table, baby, and dance to her own music
yes,
and
yes.
saying, hey, we can do this.
We can. Oh, I
Because
forgot my
cancer,
homegirl Kim. I want to make sure I don't forget my Cowboys partner. You know.
I'm a Saints fan, so I'm gonna let you have this moment. I'm a
Yeah,
Saints fan.
yeah.
We're not. We did beat you guys. We might
Okay,
have
we're
been.
not gonna talk about that.
We're not gonna. No, we're not. We're gonna stay on subject because that's what we do disagree at. To all the Saint fans out there, we're gonna let them boys have their days.
Thank
But
you.
it's just amazing. Laughter, being able to just laugh and say, hey, everybody don't do not just being able to breathe, being able to breathe.
Yes, yes,
So,
yeah,
any last words? I know this is not going to be. That's going to be a part two because I want to highlight the family. You
yes.
know,
Yeah. My
a
sister.
part two of As the Beat Goes On, because next month, November, is actual lung cancer month.
Okay.
So we definitely want to shout out. We want to talk about the families. I would like to speak with Tina and the family. A
Okay.
part two to those with you,
Okay.
and just kind of let people know that, hey, even family go through things and how they felt about having your sister. Because I know when I found out, I was, it's just like, oh my, like that, somebody take your breath, and you're trying to really hold on, the survivor. So I do looking forward to, and also to young entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
What was the name again?
Look out for the two cousin sweet treats and they grandmother Dedra Frazier. They
That's it.
about to they my kiddos is about to blow up the world, boy, with what they doing. No, I'm just kidding. But I just
No, no, speak things into existence. We're gonna speak that into existence.
yeah,
So hey,
they doing their thing, and Soraya and Delma, I couldn't be no more proud of you guys. I'm so proud of you all. And like I said, we're gonna continue to let the beat comes on, and we're gonna do a second part interview, and then our third interview with definitely one
yes,
kiddos. You know,
we'll do that. Any last response that you want to say to the world right now?
oh, just continue to take care of people. Be kind, be patient, be thoughtful, be loving, and just do the right things by people. And don't forget to make sure you let God be your savior. He is my savior. And thank you, Sha, for allowing me to be on this platform here.
I want to thank you for telling your story. I wanted to thank those out there that's living their truth. Times have changed. Some things are still, in our face, but divided we stand, together we fall.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna be in the trenches together.
Okay. Well, yes.
All right. Constance NewHouse calling. I said call. Think about. I'm still on the radio. Still think I'm on the radio, but I just want to say, girl, thank you for just always still for me being in us in Nashville, Tennessee, being at Tennessee State. Also, prayer for the Tennessee State shootings that they had.
Yes, let's pray for the family.
Like I said, back in our time, we used to do the Battle of the Bands, and thought I was my own little fashion designer.
Those was the good times there. We still
you riding on your bike when I was working at McDonald's.
Yes.
Oh, God. Also, shout out to Mary Jones that
shout out.
The whole team. But I just want to say thank you again for coming on. This is part 1 of The Beat Goes On. And part 2, The Beat Goes On, the soccer continues with the family or the kids. We don't know yet, but we definitely want to let people know this is what we want to spread. Again, Constance NewHouse, thank you for your time. And again, how we said it at One Community Church, we love you. It's nothing you can do about it.
All right. And the beat continues to go on.
Amen. Have a good one.
Take care.
And we're out.
Okay. Bye-bye.